This is the year we tell ourselves, the year we finally unplug from the noise, delete the apps, and laser focus on our ambitions. We feel a surge of energy. We'll wake up at dawn, build an empire from our laptop, sculpt the body of a Greek god, and conquer our world. And this annual ritual of self-promise intensifies with each passing hour. The alarm is set for 5 a.m., then 4 a.m. We'll meditate, journal, and manifest our destiny. We'll take cold showers, detox from dopamine, and absorb the wisdom of every productivity guru. We'll enter our winter arc, our monk mode. We'll run miles in the dark, sever all distractions, and become unrecognizable in our dedication. We are going to lock in. N. Locking in is a term that has found its voice with a new generation, but it describes a timeless human desire to apply intense, unwavering focus to a single, meaningful goal. It can be for something as simple as mastering a video game, but more often, it's the silent promise we make to ourselves to finally get our lives together, to build, to learn, to transform. On its own, this intention is powerful. True focus is the prerequisite for anything worthwhile. The problem isn't the desire to lock in, it's that the feeling rarely survives the sunrise. We've all been there, up at 2 a.m., electrified by a video of someone our age achieving the impossible. We see them gifting their parents a new house, a luxury car, and a fire ignites within us. In that moment, we are invincible. We draft a 6-month plan to become a millionaire. We research, we watch tutorials, we might even do a few push-ups, we delete the distracting apps from our phone and swear that tomorrow is day one. Then we wake up. The fire is gone, replaced by the familiar comfort of our old habits. The apps are reinstalled, the gym is forgotten, and the cycle of fleeting motivation begins again. It's a demoralizing loop. It's the quiet frustration of watching time pass while you remain stuck in the same place, haunted by the promises you made to yourself. It's the numbness that sets in after your 40th fresh start when you no longer even trust your own word. But why is it so hard? Why do we betray our own ambition so easily? We have infinite access to information. The exact roadmap to achieve almost any goal is just a search away. So why do so few of us ever truly arrive at our destination? Why can't we seem to lock in? And the truth is, this isn't a generational flaw. It's a human one. Focusing on long-term goals inherently goes against the grain of our primal wiring. And understanding why is the first step to overcoming it. Think of anyone who has ever achieved something legendary. They all had different methods, different paths, and lived in different eras. But the one common denominator is intense, sustained focus on a singular purpose. To become a world champion, to revolutionize technology, to lead a movement, to create timeless art, you must lock in. Even to live a simple, fulfilling life, to provide for a family, stay healthy, and find peace, you must lock in. We all have a finite amount of time and energy. If you scatter that energy across 1,000 different seeds, the best you can hope for is a field of grass. But if you pour all of that energy into one seed, you might just grow an oak tree. This principle is woven into our oldest stories. The Buddha left a life of comfort to find enlightenment under a tree. Monks renounce worldly pleasures to find inner peace. Philosophers throughout history have warned against the emptiness of chasing fleeting distractions, understanding that a scattered life is an unfulfilled one. In nearly every hero's journey, the protagonist must face a period of intense focus, overcoming immense obstacles to transform into a better version of themselves. That moment when a character gets serious, when their eyes change and their goal becomes their entire world, that is what we secretly admire and strive for. It's the climb toward a worthy goal, not the momentary pleasure of distraction, that brings the deepest satisfaction. So, if we know locking in is the key, why do 95% of our attempts fail? There are 4 fundamental reasons. First, most people have no genuine why. They decide to change but don't know the deep, driving reason behind it. I want to get rich, or I want a six-pack, are not reasons, they are wishes. Your brain is a brilliant but lazy machine, designed for one thing: survival. It will always default to the path of least resistance, which means conserving energy and seeking immediate comfort. Your goals are not its needs. You times want times to get in shape. You don't times need times two. Your brain knows this, so when the work gets boring or difficult, it will fight you, steering you back toward easy dopamine. A true why transforms a want into a need. It's the reason that gets you up when the alarm rings, the reason you push through the boredom, the reason that echoes in your mind when you're tempted to quit. Without it, your motivation is a house built on sand. N. Second, we are conditioned for the short term. We see locking in as a 30-day challenge or a 75-day sprint, not the ultramarathon it truly is. Our world trains us to expect instant results. Social media feeds us rewards in 10-second bursts. We can have food, entertainment, and validation delivered to us in minutes. We have been taught that if something is hard or boring, we can just swipe away to something better. You can't put the grind on 2x speed. There is no real-life montage that condenses months of hard work into a 3-minute, music-filled sequence. Meaningful goals take time, and you have to front-load an enormous amount of unrewarded effort before you see any results. It's better to give 30% effort for a year than 110% for 2 weeks before burning out. Third, we adopt a performative mindset. It feels good to announce, "I'm locked in." Posting about your new journey on social media gives you a rush of validation. Your brain feels like you've already accomplished something, even though you haven't taken a single real step. We become obsessed with the times idea, times of progress rather than the act of it. We watch others being productive and trick ourselves into feeling like we were productive too. We consume motivational content as a substitute for action. But if the trigger to do the work comes from an external source, a video, a quote, a post, it will fade. True motivation must be lit from within. Fourth, we have wildly unrealistic expectations. We imagine a smooth, linear path to success. The moment we say, "I'm locking in," we expect the universe to roll out a red carpet. We are then blindsided when we hit our first obstacle 5 minutes in. The reality of working on something meaningful is that it's often quiet, lonely, and frustrating. 99% of the time is spent battling self-doubt. There is no cheering crowd, it's just you and the task. Most days will be average, many will be below average, and only a rare few will feel perfect. People quit not because it's impossible, but because it's not the glorious, cinematic journey they were sold. So how do you make it work? How do you truly lock in? NIT begins with finding your why cubed. A why so deep it feels non-negotiable. It has to be a reason. That's the first thing on your mind when you wake up and the last thing when you go to sleep. A purpose so important that pursuing anything else feels like a waste of time. When your goal becomes a need, locking in becomes almost automatic. Next, you must create a sanctuary for your focus. This means consciously removing the low-hanging fruit of instant gratification, the apps, the mindless scrolling, the constant notifications. The more you eliminate these easy pleasures, the easier it becomes for your brain to focus on the one thing that truly matters. And then comes the hardest part. You must simply do the work. Not talk about it, not plan it endlessly, not watch videos about it, but actually do it. The feeling of resistance will always be there. Your brain, in its quest for comfort, will offer you 1,000 perfectly logical excuses to stop. The secret is to acknowledge that resistance and act anyway. You know what you have to do. And finally, embrace the difficulty. Discomfort is inevitable. If you do nothing, you'll feel the discomfort of regret. If you pursue your goals, you will feel the discomfort of effort. Given the choice, you might as well get something for your struggle. That struggle is where growth happens. Pushing through resistance and making real progress toward a goal you set for yourself is one of the most profound feelings a person can experience. You just have to get over that initial hill. Once you do, you'll look back, proud of the person you became along the way, and you'll remember exactly why you started.